All right, so this fantasy football episode is not for the faint of heart. We are ripping into count them, four big name running backs that they are telling you to draft, but I am telling you to avoid because why? Because they suck. Do not draft these guys. I'm telling you they're overrated. I'm telling you who they are and why they suck. It's not just like, hey, these guys suck for no reason. I'm going to give you guys proof. I'm going to show you. We're going to talk. We're going to dive in. And they get their big names and everyone's telling you to draft them. Don't do it. This is the only channel telling you the truth. I was the only guy last year. Literally the only guy telling you not to draft Christian McCaffrey. Yet everybody else and their mother told you you got to draft CMC. Well, I'm telling you right now, that was a waste of a pick. And if you actually did end up drafting him. Because everyone in their ear, and remember the magazines, the copy, every podcast was like, hey, CMC first overall. Everybody sounded like that. And I was telling you, don't do it. Well, I'm telling you, these guys that I'm going to mention here are overrated. So don't do it, all right? Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you are a regular here, smash thumbs up. I want to get the algorithm cooking here. It takes a fraction of a second. In fact, me talking about this is longer than you actually hitting the thumbs up. So guys, really helps the channel. I'm an independent here. Hit the thumbs up and make sure you guys drop a comment below. Let me know, do you guys want to draft these players here? Are you into them or do you think that they're going to bust as well? Are you on board with me that they're going to crap the bed and they suck? Love to get your feedback here. We are not holding back. All right, so let's dive into it. Oh, one more thing, grab 16 rounds. If you want the players that don't suck, this is the 16 round draft solution. All the optimal players draft each round. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players, everything. And every other draft kit, out there is telling you like last year, Christian Kirk ahead of Brian Thomas Jr. or, fade Ladd McConkey or draft him in the 7th or 8th round. Now they're riding those two players because all they do is copy and paste. That's not going to help you win 16 rounds. Experience it. Video training, principal cheat sheet, which I update until the season starts. This is it. Grab it below. You will not regret it. You'll be very, very happy with an optimal roster and a backup plan for a backup plan. It's pretty badass. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. The first running back that sucks. I got to put him on here and he's fighting for a contract now. And here's the deal. If you're a great running back, you shouldn't be fighting for a contract. They should be like paying you. They should be, getting on their knees, bowing down and saying, we're going to pay you, right? The guy I'm talking about here is James Cook. All right. This is very, very important. I need to emphasize. Now, I was listening to it was like an NFL generic channel yesterday, and they're talking about how they're like the third best backfield in the NFL. It was like the Lions, then it was like the Eagles, and then it was like, okay, the Bills. All right. Now, here's the thing. James Cook had one good year. And I'll tell you why he had a good year. It wasn't just like, because he's good, right? He was a product of the offense. And what happened, let's talk about him, right? Finished 8th last year in fantasy points. 4.9 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns, and 2 receiving. That's the thing, right? Because he had those 16 touchdowns, he's like, hey, man, I'm James Cook. I'm the best. You're not. Because if you look at the years prior, he had 2 touchdowns the 2 prior years. Now, a big part of the fact that he got that volume was, I don't know what was going on with the Bills. They weren't utilizing Keon Coleman, which they should have, because they were a team that utilized their top wide receiver one, Stephon Diggs being an example. For some reason, it's like Josh Allen couldn't find a rhythm with his receivers. Khalil Shakir was safe, right? Dalton Kincaid, I told you to avoid last year, was a 3rd round bust, 2nd or 3rd round. Everyone was drafting him. I'm like, dude, he's not a true wide receiver one. At least get Keon Coleman in the 9th round was what I was saying. So I was kind of half right. I avoided. Anyway, Keon Coleman should have done better. I avoided Kincaid. I told you to avoid him, but draft Coleman. He didn't do well as well. So bottom line is he was a beneficiary of an offense that just did not utilize their wide receivers. He got lucky with the touchdowns. It was an anomaly type year. I mean, Ray Davis didn't get the volume he deserved. They should be utilizing, the rookie last year. They drafted in Ray Davis. And bottom line is he's not that good. And it's like he was demanding, time of this recording, I don't know whether it's going to come through or they're going to trade him. There's trade rumors now. He wants $15 million a year, which I think, I got to look back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that would make him like the 3rd highest paid running back with, behind like Saquon Henry. I read that somewhere. It would make him a top paid running back, which he's not a top paid running back. He's not as good as a Saquon. He's not as good as a Henry. He's not even good as a CMC when CMC was, at his prime. He's not on the level of these guys. He was a beneficiary and he absolutely sucks. And if you don't believe me, go look at his 2022 and 2023 numbers, 2 touchdowns in each of those seasons. And he's just not good. And even last year, for only 207 attempts, he's not getting the workhorse volume that you expect. Just barely cracking 1,000 yards. 1,009 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, not bad. But he's on a good offense, good O-line, good situation, good playmaker in Josh Allen. So he's a beneficiary. But honestly, he's really not that good of a player. He's not on the level of the other guys. And stay to the end because I'm going to share with you a secret on basically what to do when you're drafting a running back, okay? The secret sauce on how to draft proper running backs, right? I'm going to save that to the end, all right? Let's talk about the second player that sucks, and you guys are going to go crazy how he doesn't suck. Yeah, he does. He's garbage. It's Chuba Hubbard. His name sounds like he's on a train, but the train ain't going nowhere. Now you're saying, well, Joe, he's good. Listen, if you're a good running back, when you have 250 attempts, you put up Jahmyr Gibbs numbers. That's the type of running back you should be aiming for. 250 attempts, 1,195 yards, 10 touchdowns. Yeah, not bad, but you still finished 15th amongst running backs. You're not that good. Now, his first 3 seasons, he had only 12 touchdowns combined. So when I see in 1 year he had 10, I'm thinking that's an anomaly year. And to add to that, if you really believed in your Chuba Hubbard, similar to James Cook, if you really believe in your James Cook, you don't hesitate to pay this guy. Now James Cook is missing OTAs, not there. You pay Chuba Hubbard, so you pay James Cook, and with Chuba Hubbard, you don't bring in Rico Dowdle, who sucks in his own right, and draft Trevor Etienne in the draft with recently, relatively high draft cap. I think it was like a 4th or 5th round pick, something like that, Etienne. But we're looking at him, and I'm looking at Chuba's numbers in 2023, 3.8 yards per carry, garbage. He was a 4th round pick in 2021, was Chuba. Only 1,000-yard rushing season in all the season that he's played. And like I said, in his first 3 seasons, only 12 touchdowns. This is embarrassing. This is not a true workhorse running back. You cannot have this guy on your team. And again, at the end, I'm going to share with you the secret on how you should be drafting, okay? So Chuba Hubbard, garbage, sucks. Is Chuba Hubbard. All right, next guy here, let's talk about him, is Tony Pollard. Absolute one of, if not the worst running backs in the NFL. Had the chance last year to be a workhorse, and the year before. Finished RB23, sitting as 21, RB21, 4.2 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns, 260 attempts, and finished RB23. He had 10 more attempts than Jahmyr Gibbs, and he only finished 23rd. Dude, this guy sucks. He's not good. And you know what? Frankly, I think the Titans should be embarrassed with themselves. The fact that they have crappy Tajay, and Tony Pollard. I thought Tajay would have taken that job, but he sucks so bad he couldn't even beat out crappy Pollard last year. You know a running back sucks when they can't beat the crappy running back ahead of him. A perfect example of that last year was Jaylen Warren. Najee is by far one of the worst running backs in the NFL, but he's good enough to kind of move the chains and just kind of be there. Like, he's kind of an annoying pest, just there. And he's going to be hindering, if you're talking to Marion Hampton, everyone's excited about Hampton. I love Hampton, but he's going to be a pest. He's going to be annoying. He's just like, he's a thorn in the side of running backs. But he sucks so bad, but Warren couldn't beat him. Similar situation, Tajay could not beat Pollard for the starting job, which shows you how bad Tajay Spears is. And I was the guy who had him on my show, so I'm not being biased. I'm being straight up. And that's how bad Pollard is, that he had 260 attempts and only finished as RB23. Man, just 1,000 yards, 1,079 yards, unacceptable. When you have 260 attempts, you should be crushing it. But he's not, because he sucks. And that's not the type of running back you should be drafting, okay? Let's move on to the final one here. And again, wait for the tip here at the end on how to draft. It's going to be awesome. But the next one is DeAndre Swift. Finished 19th last year amongst running backs, sitting as RB23, give or take a position, depending on how many people are in your league and what type of platform your scoring is, whether it be PPR, half point, or standard. Listen, DeAndre Swift, 3.8 yards per carry, under 1,000 yards, over 250 attempts last year, 6 touchdowns. Absolutely sucks. And another situation here where, what are you doing, Bears? What are you doing? Now, they drafted Kyle Monagai. Hopefully I pronounced it M-O-N something G-A-I. Monagai, 7th round. He's actually a violent little runner. Like, he can run. He's got decent vision. Obviously, they're saying he needs work in certain areas, like, I don't know, I think it's pass protection or something like that. But I got to take a look at the notes on Kyle, but he's a 7th round pick. He's a stash at best. But there is a chance for him to emerge because DeAndre Swift sucks. And I don't understand why teams like this, the teams like the Cowboys who are running Javonte Williams, this suck list could have been a lot longer, but I just wanted to keep this short because it just makes me angry. But guys like DeAndre Swift suck, Javonte Williams, why would you bring in Javonte Williams and slate him as a starter, even though you drafted that Jaden Blue guy, whatever? It's still like, man, what are you doing? These teams don't have true workhorse running backs. It's embarrassing how bad these guys suck. So I implore you, do not draft these guys. Swift sucks. And we're talking 3rd, 4th, 5th round players here. Like, I'm not drafting Cook in round 3. And we got Chuba, who's what? Kind of like a round, where is he coming off? He's, where's he sitting here? Chuba's up there too. You got to spend a mid-round pick on. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He's probably like a 4th round pick. Not doing it. I didn't even look at his ADP because I'm not drafting him. He's so overrated. You got to look at, like, okay, sometimes they have these anomaly years, but you got to look at what they did before. Years to wow us, we're not wowed. So let's answer the question. What do we do here? I gotta hit the thumbs up, smash thumbs up. I'm gonna let you guys know here. I'm hitting the wrong banner here. Okay, smash your thumbs up, drop a question, let me know. But here's the advice here I want to give. I'm gonna leave you with this, okay? Very, very simple how to draft. When you look at a running back, get those running backs early. That's number 1. You want to aim high on the depth chart. That's number 2, but also get those guys that are going to be potential top 5, top 10. That's the secret. So yes, you want to secure those guys, the By Jays, the Saquons, the Gentis, the guys that could be full workhorse, the alphas, the workhorse that don't have a committee, those minimal committee alpha dogs that have explosive capability that are true workhorses. You want to get them early. And in later rounds, you want to draft rookies with upside, guys like Caleb Johnson, for example. I'm not going to give you all of them. If you want all of them, grab 60 rounds. You want to get guys that could potentially be the RB1, top 5, top 10 finish, right? We know Chuba is not going to do that. How do we know that? Well, I look at Chuba's numbers last year. Man, 250 attempts and you finished 15th? Or how about Tony Pollard? 260 attempts, you finished outside the top 20? Unacceptable, Pollard. We don't want these running backs. Well, Joe, sometimes I have safe games. I don't want safe. You want to dominate. You want to smash your leagues. You got to take some calculated risks. And to do that, you got to aim high in the depth chart and get guys that have that potential to reach it. Don't get these scrubs. You will not win your league drafting on ADP. It just doesn't work like that, all right? So subscribe, thumbs up, hit the thumbs up, grab 60 rounds if this is making sense to you. If it's not, go find a channel where they follow the herd because this channel is not that. We're here to win our leagues. We're passionate. We got the lion mentality here, okay? Subscribe, thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up and comment below. Are you drafting any of these sucky running backs? Let me know. I'm out. Have a great day.